We are now going to use the Constraints Manager to create PCB rules. Note that the Constraint Manager requires Altium version 24 or later, as well as a professional or enterprise-level license. The Constraint Manager is a document-based, spreadsheet-like user interface that allows us to view, create, and manage the design constraints used for your PCB designs. The Constraint Manager is available in a PCB design project only if the Constraint Management option was enabled in the Create Project dialog when this project was created. Note that, if the Constraint Manager was enabled for the PCB project, the PCB Rule and Constraints Editor dialog will not be available in the PCB editor. As shown, the Constraint Manager is accessed by selecting the Design menu and selecting Constraint Manager. This can be accessed from the schematic or PCB view. Notice that it is a new file opened and tabbed along the top, and therefore changes do not take effect until we save the constraint file. Using the buttons at the top left of the Constraint Manager, we can switch between its views to define different constraint types. Let's now explore how we can work with rules within the Constraint Manager. Let's create a clearance rule for the 12-volt net. We will select the physical constraint type. We will locate the 12-volt net in the list, and then set the desired clearance value in the clearance column. The value can be changed in the matrix area, but also within the graphic area near the bottom of the dialog. Instead of scoping objects of a single net in design rules, we can target multiple nets by grouping them in a net class. Let's now create a net class and add a width rule scoping the net class. Still within the Constraint Manager from the top, we'll choose the clearance type. We will then create a net class by right-clicking and selecting Classes, Add Class. In the Add Class dialog, we'll give an appropriate name for our next class, and we will add the desired nets. With our net class now created, we can select the Add button and choose the desired net class. From the matrix, we will select the All Net Classes column and change the clearance value to our desired clearance. Rule priority is automatically based on the natural hierarchy of design objects. The Constraint Manager defines the priorities of the rules in these views automatically. The priority is ordered from all, which is lowest, to object class, and then to an object which has highest priority. To enable multiple via sizes during interactive routing, we will adjust the default routing via style design rule. We can modify the via information within the physical constraint types, just as we did for the 12-volt net. We can specify a single via size for an individual net or a net class. Now we'll choose the constraint types, all rules which are only accessible if we start the Constraint Manager from the PCB. From here, we can define a new rule for the via size. From the rule class area, we will search for the routing via style. Inside the configuration area, we can right-click and select Add Custom Rule. Note that in Altium version 25, instead of Add Custom Rule, the command option is called Add Advanced Rule. Let's change the default rule name to something appropriate. From here, we can update the values of the pad and hole sizes of our vias. We will now create a clearance rule which targets components that have a specific footprint. We can build a custom query for this purpose using Find Similar Objects as well as the Query Builder inside the Constraint Manager. Let's first use the Find Similar Objects feature. Inside the PCB document, let's find Relay2 by using the Jump to Component command, shortcut keys J and C. We will right-click on Relay2 and select Find Similar Objects. The Find Similar Objects process uses the attributes of selected target object as a reference for finding several other objects with similar characteristics. In our example, we want to find components that have a similar footprints to Relay2. Therefore, we will ensure that the object kind and footprints are set to same. Near the bottom, we will select the Create Expression checkbox to create a query that will highlight only objects that share the same object kind and footprint as Relay2. Next, we will open the PCB filter panel, and we will use the query created from the Find Similar Objects dialog that will already be present in the filter area of the PCB filter panel. From here, we can click the Create Rule button near the bottom of the panel within the Choose Design Rule Type window. Under Placement, we will click Component Clearance Constraint. From here, we will define a component clearance constraint between components that have the Anderson black footprint and components that have the Anderson red footprint. First, we will select and copy the query from where the first object matches field with Ctrl+C. We will then change the where the second object matches from all to custom query and paste the query into the field using Ctrl-V. From the second object query, we're going to change the Anderson BLK to Anderson Red. It's important to note here that queries are case sensitive. We will rename the rule to something appropriate and set the minimum horizontal clearance to 100 mils. Another method of creating rules can be done directly in the Constraint Manager. We can right-click in the configuration area and add a custom rule. In the bottom half of the screen where the object matches, we can select the Operations button and go into the Custom Query Builder. Here under the condition type, we have many options. In our case, we will use the associated with footprint option, and within the condition value, we will find the specific footprint type we want to define our clearance rule around. Similar to the previous method, we can also set the second object matches to our desired object. We can then adjust the minimum horizontal clearance on the right side of the dialog. Remember that we must save the Constraint Manager before any rule changes take effect. We will now verify these rules are applied in our PCB. Within our preferences, under the PCB Editor branch, we will open the General page and ensure that Online DRC is enabled. Selecting OK will close the preferences. If we move any of these parts to violate the constraint rule, we'll get a green highlight that indicates there is a constraint violation. While dragging a part, if we hit the R key, we can change the component push mode to push avoid as shown in the heads-up display. This push mode helps ensure that we can get the components placed as close as possible, but still respecting the placement rule we previously created. We can hit R again to go into the push mode that will push adjacent components once we move to the minimum component clearance constraint. If we go into push ignore again, we can see that the green components, which highlight our violation, also shown in the 3D viewing mode. Now that we have updated the Constraint Manager from the PCB, we will need to execute an ECO to sync the updated PCB constraints with the schematic. From within the PCB, we can select Design menu, then Update Schematics. At the new Engineering Change Order dialog, we can select Execute Changes in the lower left. This will execute the changes. We can enable the Only Show Errors checkbox to show any errors that may have occurred during the ECO process. Once completed, we can close the engineering change order. Let's not forget to save our work. This video demonstrated how we can use the Constraint Manager to create and modify rules for within our PCB.